Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 9 through 15. It says, "For we are God's fellow workers, and you are God's field, God's building, according to the grace of God given to me. Like a skilled master builder, I lay a foundation, and someone else is building upon it. Let each one take care of how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now, if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire. And the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. If the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burnt up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved as through the fire." I did this analogy a few years back, not a few years back, but with the young adults ministry. And I think it's appropriate for today. When we build our kingdom out of fear or out of our own selfish ambition, our own self-will, what we're doing is we're building on a weak foundation with weak material. But we're being productive. We're moving, we're making things happen. And so we're building, and we're making all these wonderful things happen. And we think, or we hope at least, that God will be pleased with our work. But when you build with the tools that God gave you, in the purpose that God gave you, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more stickiness to it. What you do can survive. What you do can stand the test of time. And best of all, you're in obedience, so I don't have to worry about the coming wrath. But what may happen, unfortunately, it's a blessing in this life, not in the life to come, is that you'll be building and building and building, and Jesus will come along and he will test your deepest convictions. And when he tests your deepest convictions, there's a shaking. And everything that you built with your hands and your power, it comes falling down. Everything that you built in God's kingdom and in God's order, guess what it does? It stands the test of time. It doesn't fall. It doesn't get weak. It doesn't rot or rust. It endures. But sometimes, saints, sometimes we start a race. We start in power and in strength and in prayer and in love. But we may get a little bit tired and we may get a little bit weary. And we may start building on top of God's foundation with our own material and our own thoughts and our own ways of how things should be. You might be planning to not do something you're supposed to do. You might have started in marriage, but now you want a divorce. You might have started off faithful to your wife, but now you might want to cheat. You might have started off faithful in ministry, but now you might want to set this aside for something that you deem as greater. And you start picking up these materials that God is saying, whoa, 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 I never destined it. And even if you come back, something's got to fall off before God can put something back on. Something's got to fall off before God can put something back on. Why am I saying this, saints? I'm saying this because we have to be so careful. We have to be ruthless in our pursuit of God's will for our lives. Because if we're not careful, we will go and we will start building some kingdom that looks great, it looks shiny, it looks wonderful, but it has no power, it can save no one, it can do no good thing. And God is saying, my daughter and my son, you are called for more. You are called to be greater. You are called to do greater. You are called to see greater. Why do you settle for wood, hay, and stubble when I've got gold, silver, and diamonds for you to work with? God is calling us higher, saints. He's calling us higher, saints. Maybe that's why 2018 was so rough for you. Maybe it wasn't the enemy all down your throat. Maybe God needed to shake up your foundation because he's trying to protect you from building something that will not stand the test of time. Maybe the last 5 years have been so trash because you keep trying to build with something that has no actual value. And God is trying to protect you by shaking up your foundation so that you can see and wake up.
Good word.
That's good.
Come on, Nate. Come on, Nate.
That's good.
Don't let fear keep you. Don't let fear have you building with wood, hay, and stubble on top of God's kingdom. Calling it good, calling it righteous. I'm a good husband. I'm a good father. I love my family. But are you in alignment? Are you responsible for the parts of your destiny that you do or do not fulfill?